People across the world enjoy eating fish. Fish can provide both food and income for rural people. These days, rearing freshwater fish is becoming very popular across South Asia.
It is profitable. I can sell fish at a high price with a low investment. That's why I love it.
But to be successful at fish farming, you need to start with healthy young fish, also called fingerlings. Fingerlings are extremely delicate. They must be transported, kept, and fed well if you want a good harvest. If not, you may lose all the money you invested. In this video, we will look at how to stock quality fingerlings in your pond. Before introducing the fingerlings, prepare the pond by draining the water to remove any remaining fish, as these will eat the new fingerlings. Radhakrishnan, a fish farmer from Tamil Nadu in India, uses 1/4 of his main pond for stocking and rearing fingerlings. This area has been dug deeper than the main pond and is called a nursery pond. But many farmers don't bother having a nursery pond. So why has Radhakrishnan invested in one?
இந்த நர்சரி பண்டில் என்ன சௌகரியம்னா ஃபிங்கர்லிங்ஸு மீன் வளர்த்து 3 மாதத்துக்கு இதில் மீன் வளர்த்துப்பேன். வளர்த்துக்கிட்டு அதில் என்னடானாக்கா
With a nursery pond, I can save water. I only need to fill a small area of my pond with water from a borehole for the first 3 months.
தீவனம் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் செலவு கிடையாது.
Feed is easily available for all the fingerlings, so I require less and so save money.
மாதம் வந்து நான்
Also, it is easy for me to see how they are growing.
growth எப்படி இருக்குன்னு அதையும் பார்த்துருவோம், செக் பண்ணிடுவேன். கொடுக்குற தீவனம் எல்லா ஃபிஷ்ஷும் எடுத்துக்கும். அதோடைய சுறுசுறுப்பாக இருக்கும்.
His wife treats the water with 10 kilograms of lime 1 week before stocking with fingerlings. This cleans the water. Two days after adding the lime, add half a tractor load of aged cow dung. This helps the plankton to grow for the fish to feed on. Radhakrishnan also adds a few handfuls of turmeric powder and 100 grams of potassium permanganate so the fingerlings will not easily get sick. Apply the potassium permanganate 2 days before introducing the fingerlings. Never apply it once fingerlings are in the pond. Be aware that plankton can die if you apply too much of it. The pond is now ready to receive the fingerlings. To make best use of a fish pond, you need to have different species of fish that live at different levels in the pond. There are surface feeders, middle feeders, and bottom feeders. A good pond should have 1 to 2 species that feed in each of these 3 levels. Radhakrishnan orders his fingerlings from his favorite hatchery. A good hatchery keeps different species of fish in separate ponds and tanks. Everyone has their own reasons for selecting a particular hatchery.
I prefer to buy from hatcheries that breed their own fingerlings rather than from a middleman, as the quality of fingerlings is better and I save money.
After placing the order, agree a date to collect the fingerlings. Early on the day you collect your order, the hatchery workers transfer the fingerlings from their ponds to small tanks. Here they don't feed them.
இப்போ நாங்கள் எதுக்காக அந்த மீன் குஞ்சு வளர்க்குற குளத்திலிருந்து எடுத்தாந்து இது இங்கே இருக்கிறதுக்கு பேர் கண்டிஷனிங் டைம்.
The reason we transfer the fingerlings is so all food is removed from the fingerling stomach. Only then can they transport it. Otherwise, the water becomes dirty and the fingerlings can die.
பேக்கேஜில் வந்து ஃபுல்லாக டர்பிட் ஆகி மீன் குஞ்சு சாகும்.
INR, one of the hatchery workers, tells us more about the tanks.
With so many fingerlings in each tank, we continuously add fresh water to supply them with oxygen. Otherwise, they may die.
Every farmer checks the quality of the fingerlings in their own way.
வாங்கும்போது குஞ்சு நம்ம கையில் எடுத்து பார்த்தோம்னா
The fingerling is active if it jumps in your hand. After gentle pressing, it should come back to its normal shape. If the head of the fingerling is too big, it has been kept too long and is not good to buy.
நல்லா பார்த்துக்கலாம்.
For transport, 10 liters of water is poured into a polythene bag for every 1,000 fingerlings. After selection, the fingerlings are transferred into the bag. For small orders of around 250, the fingerlings are counted by hand. But for large numbers, a cup is used to measure them. Check the fingerlings at every stage. Finally, the bag is filled with oxygen and securely sealed. In this way, the fingerlings can survive a journey of about 100 kilometers without any problems.
மீன் குஞ்சு அவங்க ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி வாங்கிக்கிட்டு அதுக்கு பிறகு வாங்கினதில் வந்து பாதுகாப்பான முறை
During packing, we support the bags in a cardboard box to prevent damage.
எடுத்துக்கிட்டு
My friends and I share a car to reduce the cost of transport.
தான் 5 பேர் போகிறோம்.
We hire a car with AC so we can maintain a cool temperature during transport and only travel in the morning.
கூலான சூழ்நிலையில் தான் கொண்டு வருவோம். கால வேலையில் தான் போகும்.
When you arrive back at your farm, take the fingerlings straight to the nursery pond. Do not release the fingerlings immediately. Float the bags on the pond for about 10 minutes so the water in the bag gradually becomes the same temperature. Then you can release the fingerlings. Immediately after release, provide some feed for the fingerlings. You can place the feed in the bag with holes at the bottom so it gets distributed gradually. For the first 3 months, feed them at the same place where they were released. Predators can be a problem. To keep birds away, you can cover your pond with a net or use firecrackers to scare away birds. But birds are not the only problem.
எங்கள் கூட மீன் வளர்க்குறதுனால வெளியிலேருந்து வாய்க்கால் கொட்டைக்கு பக்கத்தில் வாய்க்கால் ஓடிட்டுருக்கு. வாய்க்கால்லேருந்து நிறையா மீன்.
I rear fish, but in the nearby canal there are a lot of turtles. They came into the pond and eat the feed I put for the fingerlings. That's why I called a professional turtle catcher. They caught around 15 turtles in my pond. Now the fish are growing well and I will earn more profit.
அதனால எனக்கு மீன் வளரக்கூடிய தன்மை உண்டு. நம்ம மீன் வளர்ச்சி வந்துடும், எனக்கு லாபம் கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு இதாக உண்டு.
But turtles not only eat the feed, they also eat your fingerlings. Obviously, it is easier to catch turtles in a nursery pond than a large one. After about 3 months, fill the entire pond with water so that the fish have more space to grow. Having a nursery pond also has some other benefits.
அதாவது நர்சரி பாண்ட் இல்லைன்னா
With just a large pond, you can rear fish once a year. But with a nursery pond, you can have 2 fish productions in a year and so have more profit.
லாபம்.
சின்ன பாட்டில் வந்து நான் ஒண்டியுமே நெட்டை பிடிச்சிட்டு போய் அப்படியே
When you harvest fish from a big pond, you need a large net and extra people to help you. This costs money.
நான் இருந்து
By using the nursery pond, I can harvest by myself.
அதிகம். அதனால் இங்கே இதில் வந்து எனக்கு ஒண்டி இருந்தால் போகிறோம், நான் ஒண்டியுமே இழுத்துட்டு போய் பிடிச்சி கொடுத்துருவேன். எப்போ தேவைப்படுதோ அப்போ பிடிச்சிப்பேன்.
So let's revise what we've learned. Making a nursery pond within the main pond has many benefits. You need less water at the beginning. You waste less feed and require less labor when harvesting. Before stocking fingerlings in a nursery pond, treat the water with lime, turmeric and potassium permanganate. Apply aged cow dung to feed the plankton. This provides natural food for the young fish. Buy quality fingerlings from a hatchery with a good reputation. Pack and transport them carefully from the hatchery. And only release them once the bag has been floating on the pond for about 10 minutes. Using a nursery pond, you can easily grow quality fingerlings to make more profit and put a smile on your face.